Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hopefully you're having fun now watching these videos. So this video right here, I'm going to walk you through. We've already, in the last video, got connected to the environment. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to do our first assignment. Well, the first part of our assignment, which is setting up our database environment. So right now, we just have a test environment that's set up, and that came with the account that we set up. So part of the assignment is to go out to my GitHub account under here, module 2. We have this database SQL environment. So click on this. This is the thing I wanted to show in class, but we never got to. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy all this. What it's doing is it creates a database and it adds data to the values. So we're setting up a schema environment. So I did all this work for you so that you don't have to write the code for now, but it'll set you up for bigger things. Copy, and I'm gonna minimize this window. I'm gonna come in here, make sure you have a new window. You could copy paste, and I'll show you an example of what's gonna happen here. So this part right here creates the database. So if you remember in class, we talked about different ways of creating a database. I talked about drop. So what this does is it says, hey, if this database exists, which is AP, I'm going to drop it. And then, so it starts off fresh. Then it does create database, and it's called AP, so it creates the new database. Then we're saying, hey, we want you to use this database because at this point it's already been developed. Then this right here creates our tables. So general ledger table, as you remember, field name, data type, and what is its responsibility. This one's the primary key. This one has a specification of a varchar characters, and it could go up to 50, and it's unique. And then down here it has an auto increment, which means it starts from 1 and an auto, and we'll go through that in class, but I just want to kind of give you a rough idea of what's going on here. So we have this right here. We have vendors, invoices. All these tables are being created. Then it creates indexes. We haven't talked about that yet. And then here's the really popular thing that happens right here. It adds the data, so it does an insert into the accounts. Remember we talked about values. So for example, general ledger accounts, if you look here, it has 2 columns. So when it creates the table, it's account number and description. So it's important that the account number values go in the right column, else you would have a problem. So for example, if you come down here and look, 100 has to go in that because an integer is a whole number. If we had it vice versa and cash went into it, it would blow up because it wouldn't know what to do with that. So that is all insert statements. And then when we get down to the bottom here, we do some other extra things. We create a user called AP tester, and then we grant its access. So all you have to do is click this lightning bolt up here and account number. So what did I do here? All right, so that was not supposed to happen. All right, I must have messed around with stuff when I was in here. You know why? Because I have that highlighted. If you hear, listen very carefully, there's a cop going by. Yep, police going by. All right, so let's try it again. So you want to make sure that you don't have anything clicked around, and hit execute. There we go. And now what happens is the first time it showed an error because I had it highlighted and I tried to execute account number. I didn't know what to do. But the rest of the stuff, it dropped it, created it, used it. So this is a whole process it went through. So you could save that query if you want to. So if you wanted to save it, you could just say save script as, and you could call it something, create database schema. Now you could go in here and do this again for practice. But what you can do is you can't run the same script, because if I run it, it'll say you can't run it because it's, oh yeah, you can run it because it drops it and creates it. You could do it, so you can do it again. But what you want to do is say you wanted to change it to AB for our awesome Antonio Brown. You could go here and do AB, or you could even call it something else. So you want to call it baseball, and you could go doing whatever you want to do with it. So that. I don't know why it's not closing. Anyways, so if you come over here on schemas and click the refresh button, you'll see that there's a database called AP here. And if you drill into by clicking the tables, you'll see tables. So here's the thing, like let's say that we want to look at vendors. If you right click on vendors, you could select the top 1,000 rows and click on it. What it does is it selects the top 1,000 rows. Now, as you see here, here's your data. Now, let's say your query is, which I think on page 70 is select vendor. So you do select, and then you find the column name, which is vendor name right here. So you just enter it in how it is. And you could do from. Now you'll see that I'm really crazy about how I word things. So I like to make it in a certain order. You don't have to do it the same way. And then I'll put the name of the database, which is ap.vendors, and then hit the semicolon to end so it executes it. So I'm going to erase that out of here and execute it. And as you see here, I get all these vendors. Now, remember I talked about how to find something specific. So let's say, for example, I'm looking for small press. I could come down here, I want to erase that, and I could say where vendor name equals, and I could put small press like that. So I'm going to call for execute and run it, and then it pulls up small press. You see what I mean? So if I want to take that out, I can do this and then it'll execute it again. Alright, so that's the start of it to get you guys started on how this works. Now, you have questions, you know how to contact me, email me. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Slack me. I love Slack better. I'll get back to you quicker. So that is how you get this started. So thanks for watching, and everyone have a pleasant evening. Goodbye for now.